Hello, everybody. I'm Noah,
And I'm Colin Briley.
and we are bringing you the 8th game of the Reed Spring Wolves season. Right now, we have the Buffalo Bison band playing, but as I just said, the Reed Spring Wolves will be playing the Buffalo Bison in the 8th game. The Reed Spring Wolves in the 8th game. The Wolves will be focusing a lot. A lot of people talking about the postseason still. Last week, definitely bringing some questions up. But with the Wolves only losing one game, the really focusing on the details this game, because next week is against Springfield Catholic, excuse me, and that will be the COC championship game. That's from my understanding. So, they're really wanting to perfect some details, Colin. I'll let you go over some of these details, talk about what the Wolves are really going to want to focus on this game and how they're going to prepare themselves to, go into the postseason and to go into the next game against Springfield Catholic, which is definitely a good team.
Well, you see, we always talk about the strengths when it comes to the Reed Spring Wolves, and what the Wolves need to focus on is their weaknesses. And some of their weaknesses is one of the biggest ones in my eyes is pass coverage. I mean, they've shown a lot of problems when it comes to the pass coverage, allowing big, deep passes, big plays, which are big momentum shifters, which is bad. Their special teams can be pretty rough at times, but I mean the team, though, that's their biggest problem. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. If Although the Wolves beat Bolivar, the pass coverage was exposed in that game. You had a lot of receivers who dropped balls, but for the most part, their quarterback, Connor Seckler, did a great job at being a quarterback and threatening the team with the pass. An early weakness with the Wolves' offense was their passing, but I think that's gotten a little better. What would you have to say about that? I think it has actually gotten a little better. We have that threat now, whereas the first few games we really didn't have that at all. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, our passing game's been pretty good at the very start, but that was only on screen passes, and where we dumped the ball off to the halfback or to a wide receiver. Now, Reed Spring's starting to go a little bit deep on their passes, not just getting the short gains. They're also going for a couple big ones. I mean, last weekend there was a huge play as those quarterback Blake Gronville throws it to Ransom Elfin for a huge touchdown right there, and that's just showing off that we're going past deep. We're going to expose defenses, and that's what Reed Spring's really good, is exposing defense and showing their weaknesses. But this game is extremely important because Bolivar is right behind us, and if we lose a game, then that could set us back, and we could be tied with him.
You mentioned Bolivar being right behind us. Did you mean Catholic? Bolivar is not in our district or COC, so I was curious about that.
Catholic, yeah.
Yeah, Catholic is that's the opponent for the winning the small COC, which I think we have a really good chance of doing. I believe that if we lost two games, this game and Catholic, we would share the COC title. We just, like you said, we need to focus. We need to focus on winning this game and perfecting the small details that matter with our team, such as like fixing the weaknesses that we may have and, really perfecting those. And you get what I'm saying, we really just want to work on the fine details, things like, we want to try to stray away from any just, lazy plays where you let your guard down, they score, like if Buffalo were to score a kick return. Those things can't happen. We're going to have to stay sharp, crisp. You got to take every game seriously, and that's what we need to do to prepare for the postseason and the winning the COC title.
One thing, Springfield Catholic has a very good quarterback, and he's extremely fast, and he's great at scrambling out of the pocket, and he still has a really good arm. So that's why we need to work on our pass coverage right now, or in this game, so we can build up some confidence on the pass coverage, because if Springfield Catholic can expose our coverage, then it could be bad for us, and it could be very bad news for the Wolves as a whole.
You saw against Hollister, they had a receiver, Logan Armitage, number 8. He was a very quick kid, and the cornerback at the time had some trouble defending him. Not necessarily because, like, this kid was just huge. He wasn't that big, but he was just fast. And, our cornerbacks hadn't exactly seen that threat. So now that they have, I think that helped them get a lot better. They're open up to, this is how I have to play. You can't press him a lot because he could get by you, You gotta stay back. You gotta, keep what you've practiced and just correct all the fine details that you may be missing. And I think that, facing Hollister really helped us with that. When we faced Central, we saw a few passes, but when we faced Marshfield, was it Marshfield? They didn't pass, like, at all. I think they might have ran one pass play. And so, you got to be expecting multiple things. At one point, Reed Spring was a team where we only had, a run game. Or we're not only had, but that was our threat. So if you could stop that, you could almost stop us. But we fixed that weakness, I would say, for the most part. So you think the number one weakness that Reed Spring has right now is the pass coverage? Is that correct?
Well, I can't really think of anything else. I mean, the pass coverage seems to me to be one of the biggest problems with the Wolves. And the problem with it is passing can be extremely lethal when it comes to football, because if they're exposing you with deep passes, it first off gives the other team momentum, it gains confidence, and it can bring down it brings the confidence up quickly, and it can also put your team down quickly.
And going into this game, we have a win streak going. We have a lot of momentum. We need to keep pushing it because, you've seen teams, like that have set records in high school football or high school sports that just win copious amounts of games, or, professional teams. But, like, sometimes teams, they get used to winning, and so they just start to take games as like, oh, we're used to it. But you have to learn from a game. That's why some people say losing's a good thing, because you learn from it and you get better with that. And, what we have to do is we just have to continue practicing the little details and keep the momentum going and not taking this as it's just another game. Would you agree?
Most definitely, I would agree. And it's sometimes this is a team that Reed Spring has dominated in the past years, and I've talked to a lot of players, and they seem to be comfortable in this game. They think that they're going to go in and just destroy, which could be a problem for them. It could be a weakness. That's also another one of their weaknesses is their minds. They get inside their mind. They think they're going to dominate that game, but then sometimes they just don't show up. And exactly in the Cassville game, that's what happened. They came in thinking, oh, we easily got this, and they didn't do it.
I totally agree. We've discussed, actually, that Monette, one of the biggest probably the biggest opponents we're going to have in the postseason, played Cassville and won 21-20. That's a huge game, and that matters a lot because Cassville is what we have to go ahead. That's the biggest reference that we have to do. Right now, you see the coin toss. The captain's getting on the field, coin toss. We have about 2.5 minutes until the game starts. But, I'm going to get back to what I was talking about. The Wolves they just got to keep that momentum going. I can't stress it enough because if they don't show up today, they're going to, and if they were to get beat or if they were to just have a bad game, it lowers the momentum going into the next game. Now, you don't want to peak in the middle of the season or at the beginning of the season. You want to be peaking in the playoff time. That's for any sport or, anything. You want to be peaking when it matters the most, and it's getting closer to that time.
Most definitely. And problem is that you don't want to – confidence is very good, and we need confidence. But sometimes you can have too much confidence. You can get lazy, and you can get caught on your heels, which we don't want. And if the Wolves just need to keep going at it full speed, full heart, and try their hardest every single game. Act like every single game is the hardest game of their lives or the last game of their lives, and then play it 110%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree. No games off. You got to get in, lock down, get focused. Coin toss just ended. So we got a scoreboard showing a minute left until game time. The officials out there, just communicating, going over the game, going over their plans for the game. Hopefully we got some good officials here. Hopefully it's overall, a good game, clean game. Don't want anybody playing dirty. So some injuries that we have. Garrett Miller just came back from an injury last week. Re-injured himself. Not exactly sure how long he's out, but he hasn't suited up today. Keenan is out. Hopefully he'll be coming back towards the end of the season. Darren has been out all season. And we have a few other injuries, such as Roy and Justin Bible. They're both out. Joel Gertzen, I've heard that he was suited up today and he may be blocking. I don't believe he'll be playing any receiver or playing any, or kicking the ball any. Right here you see Reed Spring will be kicking off, and we have Kava, number 13, kicking off, the foreign exchange student. We have number 14 for the Buffalo Bison, Marcus Autry, set back to return the kick, and number 52, I believe. Number 54, Tyler McFettage.
Reed Spring student section or just the Reed Spring fan section is big right now. I mean, it's actually kind of competing to the amount of people to the home teams. But the kick is off. He muffs the kick right there. And Reed Spring will get him right there. Number 7, Cameron Essick, tackling him on the 15-yard line. The ball just slipped right out of his hands right there, not being able to get possession of it.
Yeah, it looked like, you've seen it. Football is, again, not the easiest thing to catch. It looked like it might have hit his chest, or, you tried to trap it and it just kind of slipped out, bounced off the chest. Either way, puts the Wolves in great position to stop the Bison, and it puts the Bison in a tough field position. We're going to see how they handle this and how they come out. You can see the neon colors, they're representing different cancer awarenesses. Obviously October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You see that all over the NFL. You have a quarterback draw there. Going to get about no gain, maybe a yard, if that. That was tackled, by number 55, Jacob Rance.
The Wolves are going to be looking to stop the run right here. Drops back for the pass and throws it to the outside. Man, he will be taken down by number 8, Seth Stamps. A decent gain right there, probably about 9 or 10-yard gain right there. A good pass right there caught the Wolves kind of by surprise, and that shows the pass coverage a little not ready for that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. You got to be ready for everything. You got to be ready. Got to be ready for that to happen. It looks like it's 3rd and inches. Going to see if the Wolves can stop him here on this 3rd down.
It will be a handoff up the middle, and the halfback is instantly stopped by the Wolves. But we will see if they will be able to pick up the first down right there. It was a small gain. That was a run by the halfback, number 21. Number 21. Cody Grubber right there, and it will be a first down right there.
You have number 15, Kyle Cooley, commanding the offense on this drive at the quarterback position. Going to see what he has in store for us. It looks like a handoff to number 21 again. Going to be stopped for maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain. Not much at all. Again, that was number 21, Cody Grubber. It looks like he's going to be their go-to guy on the runs. So we're going to see how they set to play this out here. Again, number 15, commanding the offense. Play action. That's going to be a deep pass to number 5, that was a pretty good pass. It was over the defender's head, a little too far, but number 5 was ready to catch that. Again, that pass was intended for number 5, Austin Starkey, passed by number 15, Kyle Cooley.
I feel like if that pass would have been to the wide receiver, it would have been catchable. I think Seth Stamps was right there to squat it down because Seth Stamps was right on him. Good pass coverage right there. That was very impressive. Reed Spring looks like they're ready for the pass. And it's another play action right here. He'll throw it on the run to number 14. Marcus Autry. He was tackled by number 52, Ben Moore, which last week we announced his name a lot, picking up a lot of tackles. But it will be another first down for the Bison, showing off a little bit of that short pass right there.
Were you ready for this many passes at all? I know I wasn't.
I wasn't expecting this many. I was expecting a little bit, but not as much as they're going to. They're relying heavy on it.
You're going to see the snap was directly snapped to number 5. number 5, Austin Starkey, who has had that pass was just intended for him. That snap was going to be directed to him, and he was only going to get maybe a yard gain. It looks like 2nd and 10, and you can tell the Wolves coach is really getting on the defense here.
That was another tackle by Ben Mueller. Ben Mueller has shown a lot of improvement throughout the year, and he's picked up a lot of tackles for the Wolves. It seems to be a fumble, and he will be taken down by number 79 for the Wolves. Austin Bradfield, good job right there for the Wolves. Seems that number 5 had a little trouble with it on the snap.
Yeah, and again, that was snapped to number 5, who hasn't been playing quarterback, Austin Starkey. And, it looked like it just went almost through his hands right there. That's going to put them at 3rd and 14. Great down for the Wolves here. They're going to hopefully be able to stop them and maintain great field position here. Going to see how they command the offense here. Number 34 is going to roll out for a pass and be sacked by number 4, Logan Plum. Gets him by the back. That was a great play by Logan. Number 34, who was that? Excuse me. That was number 34, Hayden Gray, who is usually in the wide receiver or defensive back spot receiving that snap. It looks like they're really mixing up the quarterback, but I don't think it's working too well for them.
No, not really. I mean, it's not working out for them. But one thing that the Wolves have been, looks like the Bison are going for on 4th down. They're going to try, I guess, to jump it. They will be punting for it. Number 20, Kelly Newton to receive the punt. It was rolled to a stop right there. But as I was going to say, the Wolves are very good at showing that they can stop 3rd and long. I mean, I don't know that many schools have been able to convert on 3rd and long. Do you recall any?
No, not many people have, and if they have, it's just a time or two. The Wolves, that's something you have to take advantage of that, because you can't you get them 1st and 2nd, you got to keep the pressure on 3rd down. That's just what you got to do. It looks like that's number 26, Coulter Witten, who's going to break into the open for a Wolves touchdown. Definitely showing that they're going to come out and score really quick. Great play by number 26, Coulter Witten, with number 2, Blake Gronvold, commanding the offense there. That was great. That was a great play by the Wolves. You got some key blocking. O-line, open up the holes. It looks like we're probably going to be going for 2 here. I've seen this play a few times before. You have number 79, Austin Bradfield, running out onto the field. And we're shifting. It looks like Kava's going to end up kicking the point after attempt here. Looks like maybe some miscommunication. Flag on the play. Gonna see what the official decision is here.
Coulter Witten this season has been able to show off his wings. He is so quick. He finds his holes, and he just breaks it open. I mean, you saw him break off a tackle right there, and then use his speed to create some space right there, break in the open, and get a touchdown. Fantastic job by the Wolves on first play, get their touchdown. Kava's extra point attempt will be good right there. I mean, the Wolves are so consistent at getting their extra points, which is what you need. I mean, you can't have an inconsistent kicker. And both the Reed Spring kickers, Joel and Kava, are both extremely good when it comes to getting those extra points, or just their kicks in general are very good and consistent.
That's almost like the layup in basketball. It's something that needs to, it needs to be made. If you get a layup in basketball and it's open, it needs to be made. Same within football. If you're shooting or if you're kicking that point after attempt, you got to make it. It's something that's pretty important. We have the score 7-0. Wolves up here against the Buffalo Bison. Looks like we're going to have number 59. Number 59 number 14, number 14, Marcus Autry set to return, and number 58, Brett Lancaster set back to return the kick by Kava here. Gonna see how this goes. Kava kicking it to this number 14, Marcus, who's gonna successfully catch this one. Gonna head towards the middle of the field. Looks like he broke a tackle, but brought down by number 15, Kyle Maudlin, on about, the 22-yard line. That's all right field position, just decent starting position. But I think the Wolves are going to, they're going to stop them good. They really got to work on the pass coverage. I think that's, like we said, the biggest weakness. And it's good that they're facing a team that passes a decent amount because they can work on it a lot, get a lot of reps in. Agreed? Disagreed?
Agreed. Do you think Kava right there was going for number 14? Because 14 had previously dropped the ball and the first kickoff. So I feel like Kava was kind of targeting him right there, trying to make him have to produce right there and not mess up.
No, I totally agree. That's exactly what I thought because they switched sides. The returners did, and I thought, he just pinpointed. I would do that too, and I would try to continue to do it all game. So we're going to have number 15, Kyle Cooley, set to command the offense here. It looks like it's going to be snapped to number 14, Marcus, who will be brought down by number 20, Kelly Newton. That was by number 14, Marcus Autry. Excuse me, that was by number 52, Ben Moeller. Didn't exactly see that one there. So we're going to have 2nd and 6. Going to see how the Buffalo Bison what they're going to do on this play.
That has already been Moeller's 3rd tackle for this game, which is crazy. The quarterback will scramble out of the pocket and make a dump pass right there to number 10, Bradley Hosener, who's a fullback for the Bison. He was brought down by number 4, Logan Plum right there. But you're going to see a lot of dump passes right here. We've already seen that by the Bison, and it will be 3rd and 3 right here. Ball on the 26-yard line. Bison need to produce right here, but they are trying to show off the Wolves' weakness of bad pass coverage. And that ball is almost intercepted right through the hands of Seth Stamps. Great pass coverage. Way to read the pass, Seth. Nice job right there.
It looked like it was also almost blocked by a lineman. Did you see that? The defensive end, it looked like, and they jumped up right there, almost blocked that pass, and then it was right next to Seth. So we have 4th and 3rd. Gonna see. It looks like they're gonna try to go for it here. Are you expecting a pass or a run?
I'm expecting a run right here. But the quarterback, they're going to do the same thing as they did last time, and they will punt it right here. Oh, no, it's going to be a fake punt and a pass to number 9 right there. The Wolves were not expecting that. The Wolves were not expecting that. A good fake punt right there by the Bison, catching the Wolves on their heels. Wolves maybe got a little comfortable right there, just expecting, the usual, a punt. But you got to watch out for stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what we talked about. You cannot let little things like that happen. That was a perfect time to, be aware. You saw Kelly Newton get that tackle number 20, and he, tackled him into number 4. Logan Plum looked like, a mess right there. Looked like some big hits. Number 14, Marcus Autry, going to try to take that off. Number 4, Logan Plum with the tackle there. Great play by Logan. Logan's definitely doing a pretty good job this game. Would you agree?
I've been noticing that him and Ben Moeller have been all over the run game so far, which is really good. I mean, both of them have been really good threats for the Wolves defense this whole entire season.
The defensive and offensive line for the Wolves are both pretty good assets to the team. The pass coverage, again, we're working on that. Going to see what's going to happen. Number 14, Marcus Autry is going to hand it off to number 92, is what it looked like. Number 92, Parker Woodward, is going to just try to get a gain, but it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 10. He's usually an offensive lineman. You saw number 14, Marcus Autry, got the ball. And then what was that? That was a reverse, it looked like, to number 92, Woodward. And that tackle was by number 62, Colin Cross, who, again, is a great defensive lineman. Maybe not always getting in on the tackles, but he'll put pressure on the offense.
Well, that's mainly because the defensive line, what they're known to do, or the defensive tackles, I should say, it's a pass right here, and it will be thrown to number 5. He was brought down by number 3, J.P. Gardner. Good catch right there by number 5. But what I was going back to before, the defensive tackles, what they do is they eat up the blocks, and they allow the linebackers to go in through the holes of the line and tackle him for a loss. So the defensive line and the offensive line don't really get enough credit that they deserve because these defensive tackles are eating up the blocks and allowing holes to be created while the linebackers just rush through. But, I mean, the Wolves have fantastic offensive and defensive lines, and that's something that we excel in right there. It will be another pass right here, and that pass will be to number 92 again, Parker Woodward. As I said, the Bison are going to go heavy on those dump passes. They're just going to dump the ball off to one of their wide receivers for a small gain, and it's 2nd and 5 right here. The Bison have something going right here after that fake punt right there. I mean, that really gave them momentum. That was a big momentum shifter.
Right here, you have a pass off the back foot. It was intended for Levi Phillips, but it looked like it was definitely off the mark. You know, he was running to his left. He's a right-handed quarterback. We've talked about it before. Very hard. That's the hardest throw you can make. You know, back foot's hard. Running in general and throwing the ball is hard, but when you're running to the left, you have to turn your body an awkward way. Not really the easiest thing, but like you said, they definitely do have a lot of momentum going. And right now we have 3rd and 5. I feel like I'm expecting a pass coming here, but we're going to see. It looks like it's going to be play action, and we have several flags on the play. The pass was intended for number 5. The pass was intended for number 5, number 5, Austin Starkey, but I want to say they're going to call pass interference, but when that ball was thrown in the air, Seth was going to try to get the ball too. I really don't understand that call, but it looks like that's what it was. Agreed, pass, yeah, pass interference, and it looked like it was on number 8, Seth Stamps, or number 15, Kyle Maudlin. Either way, I don't think that was pass interference at all.
That was by number 8. I don't really agree with that call, and I don't think the Wolves the Wolves agree with that call either, because the ball was in the air and the ball was right there, and Seth, all he was doing was jumping for the ball, going to go get it, / also tackle the guy or swat down the ball, whatever he was doing. He was going for the ball, so it's not really pass interference in my opinion. But that was a tackle by Ben Moeller. He was all over the play right there. Fantastic job by Ben Moeller.
The ball was snapped and ran by number 14, Marcus Autry. Great play by Ben. You know, like we've said before, Ben eats up on defense. He eats up the offense. You know, if it gets to the line, he's usually on the tackle. We have 2nd and 7, ball on the 9-yard line. You know, the Wolves are going to have to stop him here.
A run right up the middle, just brought down by a pack of Wolves right there. It was a run by Austin Starkey, number 5. It was Ben Moeller once again, but Ben Moeller doesn't get 100% of the credit because the defensive line, as I said before, they eat up the blocks and they create space and they open up holes. And Ben Moeller, what he does is he sits back for a little bit and then he finds that hole and he runs through it and he tackles people for a loss. Or right when they're about to run in that hole, Ben Moeller stops him, and it will be a pass right here. And that ball is almost intercepted right there by number 20, Kelly Newton. I mean, as we were saying before, that's a hard pass to do. Throwing to your left side, you really have to clear the hips, you know, get them opened up so you can throw that ball. But, I mean, he had trouble. He wasn't even close to his man, and that almost was intercepted. If Kelly would have just been like 2 yards closer to where the ball was thrown, it would have been probably an interception right there. But it will be 4th down, 6 yards to go. The ball's on the 8th right here. It seems that the Bison will be going to kick a field goal right here. I mean, a timeout right here.
You think they're going to try to work something up to where maybe a trick play going to go for it? We saw the trick play on the punt, caught us off guard. We have a timeout here by the Buffalo Bison again. You know, the Wolves definitely putting a lot of pressure on them, but you know, like that pass was picked, like you said, there's going to be a lot of dump passes, and that's, you know, he ran over, and he saw that man. But if you were, let's just say you were the offensive, you know, coordinator for the Bison, would you create these plays the opposite way to where he's running to his right for an easier throw, or do you think that doesn't matter, or what? And, again, the Wolves taking the field here, 4th and 6, but what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, they're also, you have to look where they are on the field. If they're on the very right of the field, I mean, you're probably going to want to maybe go to your left a little bit more because you have more space. And the kick by the Bison, it is no good. It came up a little short right there. But, I mean, that drive right there was a surprise to the Wolves, I believe, and it's definitely a surprise to me. I did not expect them to come out and have that drive, and that all started, that momentum started picking up. They started getting those short gain after short gain after short gain after that fake punt for a pass, which is crazy, that they did that. But the Wolves will now have the ball on their own 8 right here, looking to do something right here.
And also in the house is the Bison.
Number 2, Blake Gronvold commanding the offense on this drive. But, I'm kind of glad that drive happened the way it did. The Wolves saw they're going to have to tighten up the pass coverage. We got to work on it. It looks like we're going to have a handoff to number 26, Coulter Witten, who breaks a tackle, and as he's brought down by a Bison, he's going to extend his arm for the few more yards. Coulter Witten tearing it up already, and he's only got the ball twice. 2 offensive plays, and we've been doing great here. I think the offense, when we give the ball to Coulter, we have faith that he's going to make something out of the play. He's an athletic kid. He's a very fast kid. So we're going to see what they do here, A lot of options with the Wolves. Going to see what happens. Looks like it's going to be handed off to number 26, Coulter Witten, who's going to be brought down by number 5, Austin Starkey of the Buffalo Bison. That was for a medium gain of 2nd and 7. What do you think the Wolves are just going to continue to run it? It seems like it's been working great. I don't think we're going to have to look for any passes.
As many people say, especially around here, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think the Wolves are probably going to follow that and continue to run. And there's a handoff right there up the middle. The run right there for a short gain right there. But there is a penalty on the flag. A penalty on the play right there. Sorry, my bad. But it seems that this flag will be on the... It seems it will be on the offense. Did you pick up what that maybe was?
I didn't exactly catch the official decision here. We talked about injuries earlier. We have Darren Rathburn, Roy Reyes, and Garrett Miller sitting here. Garrett Miller just came off of an injury last week and got re-injured. Darren's been out for the whole season. Gonna have a handoff up the middle there. That was 2nd and 13. And that was an all right gain for a few yards, but the Wolves are still gonna have 3rd and long here. But back to those injuries. We have a few injuries, on the team. We talked about them earlier. The Wolves have been doing great without him. Like Darren, Garrett, Roy. We have Keenan, who's been out too. But all these kids are great, additions to the team, and they've done a great job at helping the team. And it really sucks that they're out. The option play here to number 8, Seth Stamps, who's going to break open. He's running down the field. A block you see there by number 4, Logan Plum. And he's going to be brought down by number 5, Austin Starkey. Seth with a great play there. Great run. Great read by number 2, Blake Gronvold, to pitch the ball. Overall, great play by the Wolves. That's going to put the ball on the 14-yard line, and we're going to have 1st and 10. Let's see if the Wolves can get the 2nd touchdown of the game here.
The Wolves' blocking is on point. Most definitely, they're opening up holes for the running backs, allowing them to get into the open and use their speed to get huge gains.
That was going to be a handoff to Ben Helms, number 23. Looks like it's going to be brought back to the 19-yard line. We have false start on the offense. 1st down. It's going to be 1st and 15. I still think the Wolves aren't going to have a problem. I think, if we do get into a situation where we're going to need to pull out some yardage, I feel like we could run a pass play and catch them off guard pretty well because they're already nervous and scared about the run game. I think we've been doing pretty good with that.
And even if we fail, it looks like you will be right. It's a pass to catch them off guard, and it will be for a Wolves touchdown. It was to number 3, J.P. Gardner. Blake Gronville showing off the arm, throwing it in tight space, throwing a little dart right there in that tight coverage. You know, if that pass would have been just a little bit too wide, then it would have maybe been intercepted right there, or at least definitely incomplete. You have Kava back out to kick an extra point, and the Wolves, I mean, showing off that they can do both running and passing. And I think passing, the extra point will be good, but I think the Wolves, if they're going to go in the postseason, they want to make it far, they cannot just run. They need to learn how to just go pass, run, and mix it up, catch defenses off guard, you know, short passes, deep passes. They need to be able to do it all. And, I mean, if they can get that figured out, then I think they're set. Do you agree?
I definitely agree. And, you know, I believe that's the third game in a row that Blake Gronville's had a passing touchdown. But I'm not sure about that. But, you know, he's done great with that. But if you haven't noticed, that was J.P. Gardner. You don't see him in the wide receiver spot. We have Joel Gertson with a hip flexor injury. He's still suited up, but he won't be kicking or playing the receiver spot. And Brennan Durham, number 12, is out for some unspecified reasons. But he'll be back next week, hopefully. So we have a different lineup or rotation with the receivers. JP's in there, Ransom's in there. I believe Corey might be in there too. And Austin Stoggard is in there too. So Kava set to kick this ball to number 14, Marcus Autry, and number 58, Brett Lancaster. Let's see if he targets. He's gonna, looks like beats a number 58. Lancaster hits off the face mask and into the hands. Very lucky there. You know, it looks like he's gonna break through and return this all the way. You have number 13, Kava, chasing him down. I never knew Kava was that fast. He showed a lot of speed, but we've talked about this. We talked about it before the game. You really can't let that happen because we talked about perfecting the small details. You can hear the fireworks go off right now because of that. That was like a 96 to, you know, almost a 100-yard return. The Wolves have let too many of those happen. And it just, you know, you cannot let that happen. You've got to suit up and get your head in the game for every play.
I mean, if this game was 49-0, then it would be okay. I mean, not completely okay, but it wouldn't be as bad. And the extra point is good. It will be 7-14. But my problem with that is the game is now 7-14. It was 14-0. The Wolves are dominating, showing that, hey, guess what? You're not scoring against us. And this game could truthfully, it's looking like the Bison are like, they're not going to go down without a fight. They're saying, they're coming into this game and saying, we're going to win. You guys aren't stopping us.
And I think part of that is because you said, when you get a little too confident, issues like this happen. You let little things, you know, they just can't happen. You know, Kava, the kicker, should not be chasing their returner down the field. Those things just can't happen. So, going to have 1 minute left in the first quarter and ready to get the third drive of the Wolves into action.
Now, the ball did hit off his face mask, and what's crazy is, you know, if he would have never gotten that, then this would be a 0-14 game, and they would only have the ball on like about the 5 or 10 yard line, and they are extremely lucky that he got that. And I mean, the Wolves could have definitely used that, and that was his very first kickoff return, not of the season, of course, but of the game. And he's showing off that he's got the speed. But here is the Bison's first kickoff right here. It will be by number 18, Trapper Bright. We have Seth Stamps to return the kick right here. It seems to be an onside kick right there. The Wolves will. Cole Watson, woo, that caught the Wolves definitely off guard right there. I mean, if the bite, it was good. I like it, the onside. But the problem is, let's just say, hypothetical, they get the ball, they score a touchdown, 14-14. Wolves are going to be a little, you know, down maybe because they just let a team who they thought they were going to just dominate, you know. I talked to some of the players. They're thinking they're going to score about 7 touchdowns before halftime. It looks like it's not going that way. but seems to be Coulter Winton was tackled for a loss right there by a pack of Bison.
Yeah, and I thought that was a pretty good. I thought that was a pretty good kick with all because I don't know. You can't really predict exactly what it's gonna do, but that ball got up in the air, and it's not hard to just control this ball. One, you're nervous because you got to get the ball back, and two, it's coming at you flying, and there's other players coming at you flying.
And if you don't get the ball back, well, guess what? You just gave a team that's very good on offense a big gain right there. And we have Coulter Winton breaking in the open. And that will be a touchdown right there. Excuse me, Corey Robinette. But that was crazy. That was a pitch right there to the right. And you just see Corey showing off the speed, just getting a huge gain right there for a touchdown. But also I was saying, as the Bison, if you don't get that onside back, you're not letting the Wolves get the ball on the 40-yard line, which is very bad, 40 or 50-yard line. But Kava is back to get the extra point once again. He is so far 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 this season. He is 3 for 3, and now that will be 4 for 4. Kava is very reliable. And if you didn't know, he is a foreign exchange student from Brazil, and he's known as a very good soccer player. Maybe not even good, maybe great soccer player from Brazil. And he's showing that his kicking skills when it comes to football, and he's definitely, especially since Joel's out, he's definitely going to help out the Wolves.
We saw him a game or two ago make a large, especially for high school, pretty good field goal attempt, and he made it. It was like a 34, 36-yard field goal attempt, and it was a great kick. What I wanted to talk about that play when Corey Robinette ran the ball, that was so hard to defer between him and Coulter because they're so fast. Their body types are a lot alike, both athletic, and you saw, Corey, it shows that Corey can break out into the open just like Coulter. We have a lot of speed in the backfield this year, and last year we had more of a, brute force offense with Coulter. With Colton Pomeroy smashing up the middle, smash mouth offense, but it's not the case this year. A lot of speed, gonna be the squib kick, who's gonna hit a kid's foot, and then it looks like a Bison is gonna safety dive onto the ground. Maybe scared to get hit. I'm not exactly sure. Just wanted to secure the ball. Didn't want to get hit and drop it or anything. Obviously not a kid who's gonna return the ball on most plays, But, so the ball is going to be on the 26-yard line. We have 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Definitely looking for some passes this drive.
Most definitely. But I feel like the Bison know coming into this game that this is a game where they can't make any mistakes. They have to be perfect right here. Number 5 will run it up the middle, but he's just tackled instantly right when he goes in that hole. He's just taken down right there. And number 5 rushing, he's had multiple rushes, and they like to run that 2 QB kind of formation, and then they like to snap it to either QB, but it seems to be that Ben Moeller was there for the tackle.
It's the end of the first quarter, and we're going to be going to a commercial here soon, so stay tuned for the second quarter of Wolves football. Definitely, good game, 21-7. Again, Buffalo can't make any mistakes, so stay tuned for the commercial break.
Pop's Dairy Dell has been family owned and operated since 1958 in downtown Reed Spring. For over 50 years, Pop's has been serving locals and visitors classic diner food. Burgers, fries, and onion rings are all made fresh to order. Soft serve ice cream is on hand for your favorite sundae, or try a flavor burst cone with any combination of our 8 great flavors. If you like quality food made fresh to order, Pop's Dairy Dell is the perfect choice.
And we are back. Wolf fans, second quarter of Wolves versus Bison football here at the beautiful Buffalo Bison Stadium. Like we said, the Wolves fans, there's some people who don't even have seats, really, it almost looks like, standing because we packed the visitor section. So, gonna see how the Wolves are gonna defend it. We have 2nd and 10 here. Looks like a pass play. Gonna be blocked by number 79, Austin Bradfield. Great play by him. I talked about it earlier that the D-line looked like they were about to block a passer close to it. And it was a great play by Austin to be able to do that. that was number 15, Kyle Cooley, dropped back to pass the ball there. Great play, 3rd and 10. And if the Wolves can stop them here, they'll have decent field position. So again, score 21-7. Buffalo Bisons they're getting momentum. They're finding ways to do it. Looks like that was a bad snap. There's going to be a pass on the play that's going to be picked off by excuse me. Looks like they're calling it dropped. Was that ball intercepted or did they call it dropped? It looked like that pass was picked off by number 4, Logan Plum. Great play by him. It looked like I didn't even see the receiver, but that was an interception by Kyle Cooley to number 4, Logan Plum. Great play by Logan. Logan's been having a game. He's been great at the DN spot when he's been put there. Definitely covering the outside run. He's been doing great. So we're going to have number 2, Blake Gronvold, to start this off. An inside handoff to Coulter Witten, who's going to get a gain of a few, but then he's going to be slammed to the ground by a pack of Bison. Going to see how the Wolves continue their 4th drive.
Going back to the defense, one thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but the Wolves at the very start of the season, when they had a lot of trouble with pass coverage, they only ran 1 safety, and now they've backed up cornerback Seth Stamps to the safety position, and they've replaced him with it's Kyle Modlin, and so now they have more defensive backs when it comes to this. And run right here by Blake Gronvold, finding his holes. He's going. It will be a touchdown for the Wolves. I mean, fantastic job by Blake right there. The Bison cannot stop our runs right now. But as I was going back, we're making adjustments on the defensive side of the football to stop the passes, and I like that. And it seems to be working right now so far.
I agree 100%. He's had plays like that, so has Austin. When, in the previous games where they've scored off that, you saw that it looks like the defense is going to be able to break through and Kelly Newton's going to hold the snap and try to take off running. He's an athletic kid, and we've saw that him and Joel have made some smart plays, but the special teams just wasn't able to hold him, so that's going to make the point after attempt no good. Wasn't even really attempted. So you have to score 27-7. But what I was saying is that our quarterbacks are able to read the option, realize that if they pitch it, they won't gain as much yards as if they take off. And that was a great play by Blake Gronvold and a great play by the O-line, as well as just everyone else on the team, to be able to make those blocks. So, I do like you pointing out the kind of new formation, I suppose, that the Wolves are running on defense with the more defensive backs. It works out good for them, and I think overall, I'm glad they found it. They still do. They still do have some issues on pass coverage that they got to work out. Sometimes it seems to me like the cornerbacks put too much pressure on the receivers so they can get burnt sometimes, or at least give them the inside edge. Or, you know what I'm saying?
I most definitely agree with that, and that's why the double safety formation for the Wolves, the cover 2 for the Wolves, actually really works out really well, because let's say they burn the cornerback. Well, guess what? Now you have that safety back there for extra protection, and it seems the Wolves cannot bring him down right there. That was a squib kick by Kava, and I mean, that seemed to be – sorry, my bad, normal kick by Kava, and that kid would just not go down. It had to take a pack of Wolves to bring him down.
You didn't have the same kid who just returned the kickoff there, last time. You actually had number 5, Austin Starkey, as well as number 14, Marcus Autry, returning that. So the Bison looking to score here. Their goal is probably 2 touchdowns, or at least 2, sets of scoring here in the second quarter to set them up for the rest of the game. The ball is going to be snapped to number 14. Number 5, Austin Starkey, stopped by number 4, Logan Plum. If they're running it to the Logan side, he's usually on the tackle. And, if they usually run it to the other side, or even Logan's side, number 52, Ben Muller's there. Both, Logan is really impressing me tonight, having a really good game. He's just tearing it up. He's getting really good reads. You see Kelly Newton's up there with number 8, Seth Stamps, playing deep as safety. Looks like they switched some roles there. You're going to have Logan almost getting the tackle there, but it looked like that was number 8, Seth Stamps, and number 55, Jacob Rance, on the tackle there. and that ball was ran by, was that number 14?
I believe it was. But one thing I saw by Seth is I like what he did. He didn't go for that grab onto him and throw him down. He went down low to the kid's lower waist, maybe even his legs, and just wrapped him and brought him down. And then he had another defensive player help him bring him down. It was Jacob Brantz, and which is good right there by Seth, because let's say Seth goes for like a big hit and he misses or just something bad happens and he just gets juked out, then that can cause some problems right there. But good pass coverage right there by Corey Robinette. Corey Robinette just showing off the pass coverage right there. He read that play perfectly, and he ran up on it, almost getting the pick right there. That was a pass to number 9, Levi Phillips. But I really like Corey right there, as he's playing a little bit off of the wide receiver, not allowing him to burn him. And so then it's 4th and 10 right here, but he played him back and saying, hey, I'm not going to allow you to, to burn me. And then once he reads him cut back in, run the hitch route, he just sprints in and he goes to intercept the ball. Good job right there by Corey. It was a timeout. It was timeout called right there by the Bison. It will be that is their second of the half.
Their second timeout taken, really not giving them much room for the half, although typically the timeouts matter the most in the second half of the game, but they still do matter in the first half because the Wolves will be getting the ball back, or they will be getting the ball at the end of the first half. So we have 4th and 10. Obviously, the Bison are going to try to, pull something here. They pulled something before. There's no excuse for the special teams to get burned or anything because they're ready for this. They just tricked the punt return team. So I'd be ready for this if I were the Bison. They almost got linemen to jump on their fake. It looks like number 15, Kyle Cooley, will punt the ball off to number 20, Kelly Newton, who's going to get a pretty good return. As soon as he's hit, he kind of jumps. He was hit by number 10 for the Buffalo Bison, Bradley Hosner, and that was again number 20, Kelly Newton, with a good gain there. I think that was a decent return, fought for some yards. Good traits you want to see by a player.
One thing, okay, the Bison keep doing that fake, where the punter goes up and acts like he's going to be a cornerback, and so then what I think that might do is that might help them out in the 3rd and 4th quarter late in the game because they're not going to fake it. They're just going to go for on 4th down, but they're going to run it to the outside. That's Blake Gronvold cutting in a little bit, getting extra yards right there. Good run by Blake, finding the hole, finding out where he needs to go. Good ball carrier vision right there, and great job by the blockers opening up his holes.
I think he does a great job of not having tunnel vision. It's really not easy at all to be able to be thinking about, should I pitch it, should I not? And then if you're not going to pitch it, where are you going to go? And if you are pitching it, you're probably getting hit. So it's a lot to go through your mind. Again, we have the new receivers, Logan Plum, JP, and Corey out there sometimes. Ball's handed off to number 26, Coulter Witten, who had someone on his leg for like 7 yards. Just constantly straggling. Looked like he was hit in a pretty unorthodox way. Really not the best thing you want to see. But overall, a good play. Going to have about 2nd and 1. Great gain by him. You see number 10, Cole Norton going out there. They're definitely rotating some new receivers in with Brendan Durham and Joel Gertzen being out. What do you have to say, Colin?
I mean, not going to lie, that kind of made me drop my jaw right there because that was crazy. He literally just carried someone for an extra 7 yards. I was showing off a lot of strength. Blake Gronvold deciding not to pitch the ball. Blake Gronvold, he's getting a little bit. He's going with a little bit of Coulter Witten right there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to carry a couple people. I can do that."
Yeah, Coulter must have gave him some juice. Definitely, patted him on the helmet, gave him some, strength.
Maybe some juice. Maybe some juice in the locker room.
There you go. You saw him carry the kid, get some yards. 1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. Going to see what they do here. Kelly Newton is also in the backfield. You see him sometimes, you see him not sometimes. He definitely takes advantage of what he gets. Ball's going to be, looks like Blake Gronvold's going to have the ball move upfield. Great play. He's making some great decisions what it looks like to me is when they see the pitch, they give Blake room, and the defender tries to, block off to where if he pitched it, they would stop him. And that opens a hole between the defender and the line, and Blake usually takes that hole or just goes around. He's able to really cut well. If you go for Blake and don't have anyone on the outside of him, he can pitch and do great. So 2nd and 2, Blake is really eating up the defense. Great play. The O-line is doing awesome too. A lot of threats we have here. There's going to be a flag. It looked like it was going to be an handoff to Coulter Witten. Excuse me, that was not a flag. That was a timeout by the Reed Spring Wolves. We have 7 minutes, 22 seconds left in the second quarter, and the score is 27-7. Remember, the special teams, I would say, we weren't talking about weak parts of our team. I would say the special teams is weak. We allow a lot of kick returns. We should allow more than we should. But then we also kind of allowed that point after attempt to be, I guess you could say blocked. It wasn't blocked. It just wasn't even able to be attempted. It was a good athletic, try or play by Kelly Newton. He was able to run the outside. But would you agree with me on the fact that the special teams kind of slacks? It seems like they take some plays off sometimes.
Well, I don't know if it's that they slack, but, it might be a little bit of some of them might not have, a lot of experience because you see a lot of underclassmen / new faces out there on the field, which, that can also be kind of a big part. They're not used to it, or they might be nervous. But it will be a pass right there, a bit high. That was a pass intended to Ransom Alphen. That was a high pass, hard pass. But the problem with that is if Ransom would have tipped that up just a bit more, the cornerback could have came in and intercepted that. So that's why you sometimes got to watch out when, you try to jump up and get the pass.
Do you think do you think Ransom, if he knows where the defender is, should just let that ball go kind of? And that ball is going to be handed off to number 26, Coulter Witten, who's going to be tackled from behind, pretty close to the end zone there. But back to my question, do you think that if Ransom knows that the ball is passed towards out of bounds, and if he tips it up, it could be caught, do you think he just doesn't go for it and let the ball go out of bounds?
Well, but what if he judges the cornerback wrong and he lets it go by and just without even jumping, and the cornerback just right there intercepts it? That's going to look bad. So, it's a 50-50, Blake Gronville right there is tackled for a loss, but like I was saying, it's a 50-50. If you tip it, it might get intercepted, it might not. If you don't tip it, it might get intercepted, it might not. But that was Xavier Spingner right there for the tackle for the loss on Blake Gronville. It will be 2nd and 11 right here. Yeah, but I'm just saying. Okay, here you go.
Looks like Blake's going to try to break up the field. Flags immediately thrown when he's tackled. That was again Xavier Spingner or Spingner. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that last name, but gonna see what the penalty was there. Gonna get the official decision. Number 9, Ransom Alphen running onto the field for number 4, Logan Plum. It's holding, actually. I was wondering if it was a face mask or horse collar. Didn't see anything. Sucks that it was holding because we were already 11 yards from the end zone. It is 2nd and goal. Ball's on the 20-yard line. That's the edge of the red zone. It's really not the best position to be 2nd and goal. Ball on the 20.
Most definitely. And right here, Blake Gronville going to look for his man. J.P. Gardner showing off the hops right there, his little basketball hops. And you're going to see after he jumps up and catches that, he's going to turn and he's going to dive to get a couple extra yards right there.
A lot of our players have you've seen them diving for those extra yards, I think that's pretty good, Obviously, if you do it too early, fumbles can occur, but I think they do it at the right time, and they do it for good reasons. That was a gain of 10, 3rd and 10. Are you expecting another pass play here?
I am guessing a pass play, but it will not be as Blake Gronville will try cutting up the field. but that's not going to be enough to get the touchdown right here. And so it seems to be, it will be 4th down right here, 4th and goal. Now let's see if the Wolves pull out Kava and go for the field goal, or if they go for a touchdown right here. And it seems like Kava's not coming out. It is 4th and 4, or 4th and goal. And so let's see what Blake Gronville can do right here. All the Wolves need is a 4-yard gain right here, get the touchdown. Blake Gronville will pitch it off to Kelly Newton. Kelly Newton will run out to the outside, and he'll shrug off a guy, and it will be a Wolves touchdown.
That's going to put the score 33-7. Great. You know, we talked about his decision-making. I talked about how they usually put a guy over there to watch for Kelly or whoever's back there for the pitch. They didn't. They went straight to Blake. The pitch, Kelly made a great play. You know, I was talking about earlier, Kelly Newton takes advantage of the chances he gave. But, you know, what helps the most on that play is the O-line making their blocks, not letting anyone get through. And, you know, they just overall completed the play well. Kava is going to make the point after attempt, makes the score 34-7, 5 minutes left to end the half. And we are going to see how the Bison are going to come back. You know, the Bison haven't really been playing bad. It seems like the Bison's main issue is their defense probably. Their offense does show some threat to us, you know. If their quarterback could make a few more dots on the passes, I feel like they'd be in some good positions. It seems like sometimes we put too much pressure on him, and it kind of it gets to his head, or it just worries him, and he kind of messes up on a few passes, you know, but overall, I think they're playing pretty good. You know, they mix the run and pass up. I think overall they do a pretty good job, and I think that, you know, they're defending our D-line, which is something that's been amazing through the season, in my opinion. They've definitely made threats. They're defending that pretty well, too. Kava will be kicking the ball off to it looks like it's a squib kick, gonna be returned by number 58, who returned the last kickoff for a touchdown, or his last kickoff for a touchdown. He's gonna be brought down around he's gonna be brought down on the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, tackled by Connor Schaefer. We have 5 minutes left in the first half. Tell me how you think these 5 minutes are gonna play out.
I think we're going to see a lot of dump passes right here, which what I'm saying is I'm just going to, like, when I say that, I mean the Bison, what they're going to do is they're just going to make a small pass to a wide receiver, fullback, or halfback, and, you know, they're just going to catch it, and they're going to pick up a couple of rack yards, run after catch yards. But it seems that number 5 will run the ball, and he'll get a decent gain right there. It seems to be that he was brought down by number 4, Logan Plum, once again racking up the tackles. It seems to be in the first half right there. But I was saying before, I think you're going to see the Bison are going to try to get out of bounds so they can stop the clock so they're not running it down. Because what the Bison want to do is they want to try to get 1, maybe even 2 touchdowns before that clock hits 0. Let's see what the Bison are going to have up their sleeve. And they'll run it right up the middle, but, I mean, just stuffed by the Wolves right there. You cannot pick up that many rushing yards when you're facing the Wolves. It seems that Jacob Ranch right there for the tackle. But it is a first down for the Bison. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. It will be 1st and 10 right here.
You know, and it's definitely a cold game out here tonight. You know, the bodies are stiff. Players are going to have to work on keeping their bodies loose, especially after halftime. He's going to be brought down by number 6, Corey Robinette, and that was number 5, Austin Starkey, on the run there. He was running for a while, but it really wasn't that great of a gain. He ran outside and only ran out the field a little bit for probably about a 2-yard gain. Scoreboard showing 2nd and 8. You expecting a pass here? You know, with time winding down, 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. They're going to have to start marching down the field quick. Yeah, they can get these little runs, but I feel like they're going to have to complete some passes, get some momentum, you know, steamrolling down. Like a snowball that just keeps growing, you know.
It will be a run once again, but I mean, my predictions were completely wrong. It seems like they're not even passing the ball right now. It seems like they're just going to rely on the run, which I don't really find to be very smart of them. But, because the Wolves are known to stop rushing, and they're known just to not give up that many rushing yards a game, and their weakness is, of course, the pass. But it seems like they've been stopping the pass really well, it seems to be in this first half. It is going to be 3rd and 7 with 3 minutes left on the clock. The clock is winding down. And let's see what the Bison are going to have. Flags are thrown onto the field. I believe delay of game right here on the Bison.
Looks like false start on the Bison. Going to bring them back. Kind of hurting the momentum, but although they haven't been passing right now, one thing that maybe they have been doing, well, that puts them at 3rd and 12, but one thing maybe they're just trying to get a few yards to get the Wolves thing and run, and then they might break out a pass and hopefully, try to get that breakaway pass. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but it's definitely a thought. Again, you see number 20, Kelly Newton, up there with number 8, Seth Stamps playing safety. Pass play that's going to be intended for number 12, Keaton Rackley, with number 6, Corey Robinette, playing on the pass coverage. Great pass coverage by him. Obviously, the 3rd down conversion was not converted. And we have 4th and 12. Going to see what they do here. I'm looking to see, him say, Hut, try to get our defenders to jump. That's exactly what he did. Just going to do that every time to try to get anything. You might as well. He's going to punt it to number 20, Kelly Newton. It's a pretty short punt. They're just going to let it go as far as it does. And number 12, number 12, Keaton Rackley stops the ball. It's on what looks like the 21-yard line. Going to see, if the Wolves can score here, number 2, Blake Grunwald commanding the offense here. Colin, what do you have to say with 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the half?
The Wolves are probably going to rely on the run game big right here. They're going to probably try to pick up another touchdown. But a miscommunication right there by the refs. One ref was calling that the Wolves had tipped the punt. And, well, the bad thing is that let's say the Wolves did tip the punt. Well, what would happen is that whenever the Bison were to pick up that ball, they would have had possession of it because they touched it. But number 55 is all over Blake Grunwald right there. Number 55, Colton Kennedy. I mean, he just went right through that. He timed the snap perfectly, and he just went right into Blake. I mean, Blake is probably going to feel that hit tomorrow because that was a big hit.
Saw a switch on the O-line there. Maybe some issues there. Going to see what we can do. 2nd and 13 here. Looks like he's going to pitch the ball to number 8, Seth Stamps, who's going to cut up field, get in the open, dive over. It looks like he was hit by a defender while he was in the air diving. I believe that's good enough for a Wolves first down. You saw number 50, Cole Crutcher, and number 74, Asa Baker, jumping up, hitting each other. Some great blocks by the O-line. They do a great job of that. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and short. I believe we're just probably going to pound it up the middle to get the conversion here.
Most definitely. I mean, that's what I'm thinking because it is 3rd and inches right here. 3rd and inches right here for the Wolves.
Going to see what Blake Grunwald has in store for us. Going to get offsides by the defense. That was on number 58, Brett Lancaster. That's going to give the Wolves a first down. And again, that's something that you really can't have happen there. When you have it 3rd down, whether it's 3rd and inches, 3rd and 35 yards, it doesn't matter. You cannot have those things happen because no matter what, it's 3rd down. You got to hold them there. Going to have the Wolves 1st and 10, ball on the 36-yard line. Going to see what they can do here. Looks like it's a pitch to number 6, Corey Robinette, slipping on the grass field. It is a little, it kind of is damp. I'm not going to lie to you. It's cold. Probably going to break up field and get some good yards, but that's going to be a loss of 2. Nothing you can really do about it there, It happens. There's really nothing to worry about. But going to see what we can do here with 2nd and 12. Looks like a pass Number 55 was going to break in, but it looked like number 26, Coulter Witten made the block to save Blake. The pass intended for number 9, Ransom Hoffman. It looked like it tipped his hands there. It wasn't that bad of a pass, maybe over the wrong shoulder. I thought for the most part it was a decent pass. It was kind of an awkward play for Ransom, but, either way, it was a good play. But now we're 3rd and 12. Do you think that should have been caught or not?
It's a very hard ball to catch, so I don't blame Ransom for not catching that. That's not a ball that that's a ball that you need to catch. Maybe not need, but you really want to catch. But another deep pass right here. But it seemed to be number 3, but it was incomplete. And so it seems that the Wolves will be punting it right here. The punter, number 15, Kyle Maudlin, will have his first appearance at the punter position this season. We did see him warming up for the game. He looked very good, having several long kicks. Make sure you stay tuned after the second quarter because we will have a halftime report for you live stream viewers.
Great punt by Kyle. It's going to put the Bison in poor field percentage with only 42 seconds left. Exactly what you need, Kyle is, he's been like a backup punter. Obviously, he plays like a defensive back position, but he's been a backup punter for pretty much ever. And now that Joel's out, they're going to give him a rep. Kava, obviously, they're just going to try to give him a break, No reason to just waste him. It's cold, it's hard to keep the legs warm and stuff. Hard to keep the bodies warm. It's not something you want to injure. You're trying to kick the ball as hard as you can. You're stretching the leg out. It's going up as far as it can. Just going to try to play it safe there. What is odd to me is that looks like it's a pass there. Going to be a dump pass that's picked by number 79, Austin Bradfield, who's going to return it for a touchdown. That's going to put the Wolves up 40-7. We talked about earlier, Austin Bradfield almost tipped a pass too, and he finally picked the ball off. Very poor decision by the Buffalo Bison. Great play by Austin Bradfield. You can see how that just exhilarated the Wolves fans, the Wolves players, the Wolves sideline, everything.
Right there by Austin Bradfield, you see him. He was playing at the defensive end position right there, and he takes a hard step in to act like he's about to rush the pass, but then he drops back and he goes to kind of give a little bit extra coverage right there. X point is good, and goes out to give a little bit of extra coverage. And as you saw, the quarterback didn't pick him up, and he threw it, and Austin Bradfield is right there, and he just intercepts that. Great job by him. He just all the pick 6 right there, and he just came out of nowhere right there, ball hawked it, just jumped up and got that interception right there. Fantastic job.
I saw on our offense, I've seen some really good blocks, saving. Like that one that saved Blake. Number 55, who's gotten through the defense or the offensive line, Colton Kennedy, he's been putting great pressure. He's pressure on the field goals or point after attempts. He's punts, everything. He's putting pressure on him. But Blake was going to be sacked by him, and he saved. And, those things go unseen by a lot of people. But blocks happen, important blocks happen. Those big runs, those are a lot of times because of blocks. Squib kick by Kov is going to be great. It looks like he's going to start to break into the open, but be brought down by Kava as well as number 11. Be brought down by Kava as well as number 11, JT Bailiff. Overall, pretty good play there. Doesn't really surprise me that it happened, that he got pretty far downfield. So, I'm going to see how the Wolves handle this. 26 seconds, I'm going to say pass. Or are they just going to try not to turn the ball over again?
Well, I think what they're going to try to do is get into field goal range, and it will be a pass. Ben Moeller right there. But that was almost intercepted by number 20, Kelly Newton. I think I might have saw a little bit of pass interference right there by JP. He seemed to push the kid a little bit in the shoulder when the ball was in the air, not even close to the ball, but the refs didn't pick it up, so it's fine.
You know, I didn't exactly catch that. JP is usually a pretty good defensive back, but have you noticed, and why do you think they're doing this? Sometimes number 20, Kelly Newton, isn't in the safety spot. Right now they're running 2 safeties, but sometimes he isn't. You know, just kind of curious as to why they're doing that. Number 15 going to drop back for a pass. It's going to be caught by number 9. Going to be caught by number 9. Levi Phillips, he almost dropped it. You could see it hit his hands, and he had to drop them to catch it really quick. It's good enough for a first down, and there's 14 seconds left. I kind of feel like the Bison wishing they hadn't used as many timeouts now.
Probably, but as you're going back, you're wondering why you moved the safety. Well, what in the NFL and in college, what they do is they move the strong safety down in towards with the linebackers, and he basically plays as a 4th linebacker, and that's what Kelly Newton's been doing throughout the game. And Seth's had a couple of times where he done that, and why you do that is to stop, is to either get a little bit more pass rushers in there, or the second quarter is over. But as I was going to go back to, what you want to do right there is so you can stop a run, or you can get a little bit more of a pass rush in there. And so we are going to go into the halftime report in a little bit.
So stay tuned to come back to the halftime report. You know, stay tuned. Going to be some important stuff. Going to recap the first half. And, you know, overall it's been a pretty good game. Your score right now is 41-7. Stay tuned again and come back for the halftime report. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and we are back with the halftime report. You can see the Buffalo Bison are getting onto the field here. Wolves will be coming out soon. You know, like we've said, cold nights. Got to keep the legs, everything warm. That's probably one of the biggest issues coming back with halftime. But let's go ahead and recap the half. The best defensive players I've seen would be Ben Mueller, Logan Plum, and probably J.P. Gardner has been doing pretty good. For the most part, the defensive backs have been doing good altogether, D-line. But I would say, Logan Plum and Ben Mueller are making a huge impact. What do you got to say about the best defensive players of the Wolves so far?
I mean, it's pretty hard to single out only a few defensive players because they've all been extremely good. But you see Logan Plum picking up a lot of tackles, same with Ben Mueller. And then you saw Austin Bradfield pick up that pick six right there, showing off a little bit of athleticism right there as he went from being on the line to dropping back, covering a wide receiver, and just intercepting that ball, reading the quarterback perfectly, reading him like a book. So, what was your favorite player? What was your favorite part of the game so far?
I'd have to say that Logan Plum has been making one of the best impacts probably. The Wolves coming onto the field now are going to warm up. But I believe that number 4, Logan Plum, has been one of the biggest impact players. Ben Mueller, he's been doing great. But I think that Logan, for him, this game has been a big game. Let's go ahead and, talk about offense shortly, and then let's talk about Buffalo. So offense, I would say the O-line has been doing great, but the running backs, the tailbacks, such as Coulter Witten and Corey Robinette, have both showed off their speed. In fact, we got them mixed up because of their speed. But, quarterback making good decisions. Overall, the offense has been working as a team together. Would you agree?
Most definitely. And probably my favorite thing so far in the first half was Coulter Witten. The Wolves' first offensive play was Coulter Witten just breaks in the open, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets a big touchdown right there. That really gave momentum to the Wolves and allowed them to get things going, get the ball rolling. And in the past weeks, it's taken them a long time to get the ball rolling, but it looks like now they're getting it rolling.
Yeah, definitely getting some momentum. We had 2 picks, actually, but like I kind of mentioned it earlier, is that offensively for the Bison, their quarterback has been decent. The only thing that's been rough about him has been he just has made a few poor passes. He hasn't exactly been dotting it up like you would want. Has he been doing good? I would say yeah, and I would say that if he would have dotted those passes up, made the completions, it would have put the Wolves in a tough state. We have to score 41-7, and that's fine, and it's fine for the Wolves to be ahead, but they still got to get locked in. As they're warming up here, they've got to be getting locked in. They can't slow down. You might as well just try to put up as many points as you can, because that's the goal. You're locked in until that's all you can do. So we're gonna see exactly how this second half plays out. But what do you think about the Bison's offense?
I mean, I thought it's caught the Wolves off guard. They're showing that they can get those short passes. They're picking up a lot of run after catch yards. They're catching it. They're throwing a little dump pass, and then they're catching it, and they're running after they catch it.
Are you guys kidding me? As you can see, we have some Wolves fans running right through the broadcast there. Obviously, don't really care. But that's whatever. We have, again, the score 41-7, about 2.5 minutes until the half ends. The defense of the Bison has also been pretty good. It's been, I think it's been pretty decent. They've been mostly worried about the run. I think you would agree there. And their pass defense has been all right too, but I don't think their pass defense has been exactly what it could have been. Because we're catching them off guard so well, which they caught us off guard a few times, but I think we managed to handle it. 2 minutes until the half's over. Reed Spring will be receiving the ball off the kickoff. What are some things you would want to let fans know about the first half so far?
The Wolves are showing confidence. They're keeping their momentum throughout the games, and they're showing that they have some big playoff potential. They're showing that they have potential to make it very far into the playoffs, and that's what they need. They're slowly improving on their weaknesses such as pass coverage and maybe getting a little bit too far and too arrogant, I guess you could say, when it comes to it. But I feel like they're slowly picking up their game. And as you see here, they got the ball rolling quickly, which I think that's been a little bit of a problem for them in the past. They go out and they don't really get things going. Last Friday, we saw that they had a 3-and-out in the first drive, which that's kind of bad. And I believe that happened against Hollister as well. They're just getting – it takes them a long time for their offense to start pick up. But their defense is always – picking up stuff right as the ball is snapped, right when they go out on the field. Their A game at the start, while the offense is takes a little bit to, get in their full potential, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I completely agree. Actually, the Bison did have a fake punt that got them a first down and got them a ton of confidence. And I don't exactly – did they miss the field goal? They got put on fourth down and missed the field goal, I think. Not exactly sure, but they did score on a kickoff return that went pretty well for the Wolves, or went pretty well for the Bison. The Wolves have messed that a few times. That's happened to us before. We have 15 seconds left in the half. So you're going to get ready for the second half of football, and hopefully, for the Wolves, it goes just the way it did before. You can hear and see the fireworks here. Wolves are getting ready to return the kick here. We're going to get into this game and going to see how it goes. It looks like you have number 8 and number 26, Seth Stamps, and number 26, Coulter Witten, who are going to be returning this. So get ready for this second half of Wolves football. The Bison are about to get onto the field here.
It seemed like the Wolves had a little bit too many players right there when they came to return the kick. They had 12 players and out there a normal 11. But we will have Seth Stamps here to return the kick. The kick is off, and it will be an onside kick, and that one is recovered by number 56, Connor Wiest. I like Connor Wiest's style right there of him just wrapping up the ball and falling on it. Great job right there. The Bison they've been trying to throw us off guard a lot throughout this game. Whenever they have fourth down, they try doing that fake snap, where they act like they're going to go for it, but then they don't, and then they have that trick punt that they did, and then they are kicking several onside kicks. I believe that is their second onside or third onside kick.
You see Coulter Witten running out there right before the play, is about to go. The fake by Blake Gronvold, who's going to pitch it to number 6, Corey Robinette, who's going to go upfield, turn on the Jets. He's going to shake off a tackle, and he's going to get downfield very well. I was kind of worried about that play as I saw Corey and Blake running out of room on the sideline, and Blake passed it at the right time there, gave it to Corey Robinette, who went upfield. We told you guys Corey can do it just like Coulter. They can both run very well, both very athletic kids. Again, number 2, Blake Gronvold commanding the offense here. You have Ben Helms, a new face in the backfield. Number 6, Corey Robinette. Number 3, J.P. Gardner. Number 9, Ransom Alphin. Set as receiver. Blake's going to pass it. It's going to be a deep pass to number 6, Corey Robinette, who's going to score. That is the second passing touchdown of the game by Blake Gronvold. Corey Robinette was wide open. That pass was super high. He actually had to turn around and just wait on it, and he was that open that he could. There was really no pressure by the defense there. A great read and a great play by Corey. Corey was able to break into the open. The speed kills. Put the wings on and flew down the field. Gavi here going to attempt the point after, which is good. One thing I've noticed is the Bison put a lot of pressure and pretty good pressure on the special teams when it comes to kicking and punting, and I think that's great by them.
Most definitely, and one thing I noticed was Blake Gronvold, whenever they run the pitch / option, Blake, what he does is he doesn't run full speed, and he kind of starts to slow down once he sees the defender. He reads the defender. If the defender goes to the halfback, then Blake will turn on the jets and run upfield, cut in and out, and gain some yardage. But then if he sees the defender start running for him, he acts like he's about to go run and try to pick up the gain, and then he pitches it right as he's about to get tackled, which is really good. And, I mean, that's some experienced quarterback stuff that Blake Gronville can show off every once in a while. And he's definitely shows that he's extremely good, and he has some great potential to come because he's only a sophomore. But the Wolves will go to kick it off. We have number 13, Kava, once again to kick it off. He's been able to show off his skills, his kicking skills lately this game. But we have Brett Lancaster, number 58, to return the kick, as well as Marcus Autry, number 14.
We have the kickoff here. Going to be a squib kick, pretty hard. Number 58, Brett Lancaster, is going to bobble it, and he's just going to dive down as pressure is put on him by number 21. By Wolf, number 21, Dexter Payne. Put some pretty good pressure on him there. The squib kicks have been working great for Kava. He's been doing a great job with that. So we're going to see, how this drive for the Bison plays out. 1st and 10, ball's on the 24-yard line. I feel like they're going to come out here pressing hard. Talked about the weaknesses in the locker room. Hopefully going to come out and, just play how they think they should change. Number 8, Seth Stamps at safety. Looks like they're going to run it. I believe that was a quarterback draw by number 14, Marcus Autry. Prefer pretty much no gain. Looks like it's 2nd and 10. That run really just hasn't been working out for them. I feel like if they just stuck to one quarterback and handed the ball off or something, it might be better because essentially that if number 15 is not getting the ball, it's not going to be a pass. He's the only one who's passed.
Most definitely. And you're going to see number 14 try to get the run right there, but he's instantly brought down by number 4, Logan Plum, right there. Great job by Logan reading the play right there, not getting caught up on the fake to the halfback, and Logan just read that play perfectly and just took him down for a loss right there.
So, looks like we're going to have 3rd and 12 here. 2 safeties back. Going to be expecting the pass. Looks like it's a low snap. The pass is going to be over to number 5, who's, just touched while down by number 15, Kyle Maudlin, going to help him up. Looked like that was for a medium gain, but not good enough for a first down. That pass was to number 5, Austin Starkey. Gonna see, was there a flag on the play? Because it doesn't seem like they're moving. It looks like it was actually a drop pass. He must have bobbled it and just been on top of it.
Oh, wait, no, there was a flag.
Excuse me, there was a flag, it looks like. Oh, they're definitely marching back. Very, very poor field coverage. It was a drop pass and a penalty, so the penalty took him back from the line of scrimmage, not the pass. As soon as the ball hit the ground, he just jumped on top of it, or maybe dropped it and then jumped on top of it. But we have 3rd and 20. So definitely great position that the Wolves want the Bison to be in. A low snap again. Pass to number 5. Almost picked off by number 3, JP. And number 5, Austin Starkey, was hit from behind almost as soon as the ball hit his hands by number 15, Kyle Maudlin. And then from there, it bounced up. And if you can get the ball to bounce in the air, that's great because it gives other defensive backs and yourself a chance to pick the ball off. We have 4th and 20 here. Wolves doing great.
I like how Kyle Maudlin right there made sure number 5 felt his presence right there, just hitting him. I mean, he almost hit him extremely hard right there, but he saw that he wasn't going to catch it. But you see right there, Kelly Newton has a little bit of trouble with the punt, but he's still going to pick up some good yardage right there. A quick in and out right there for the Bison, and the Wolves are going to see if they can pick up a couple more points right here.
Great field position for the Wolves. You see a new set of faces, such as number 27, Devin Hackathorn, number 10, Cole Norton. Kava's actually out there, it looks like. And you have number, you got a multiple. It looks like a whole new set of offense. You got number 14, Austin Stahlgard out there. Ben Helms, a returning face out there. John Zachary out there as in the receiver spot. Gonna see what the Wolves do here. He's gonna pitch the ball to number 27, Devin Hackathorn, who's gonna get hit right in the knees. Not really the best hit you want. Hit by number 59. Number 58, Brett Lancaster. I was really surprised that Devin didn't try to go left or right, and instead he just kind of went right into the defenders. It didn't really look like, maybe he just thought he read it and that was his best chance for yards. Great decision by Austin Stahlgard. Gonna see what the Wolves do here. 2nd and 9, only a 1-yard gain. Gonna be a handoff to number 23, Ben Helms, who's brought down by a herd of Bison. Didn't really gain much out of that there, but what are the Wolves gonna do here? Are you looking pass or run? I kind of want to say they're gonna pass. So Austin's arm off, see what he can do. Maybe he'll scramble and run. But it looks like we only have one receiver lined up. So what are you thinking?
I think they might go for a pass right here, and it will be a run. It will be a reverse right there to Devin Hackthorne. He was down before he dropped the ball, but one thing I do like about the Wolves' offense is that they have two extremely good quarterbacks. Both the quarterbacks are extremely good. They can both run the ball very well. They can pass the ball extremely well, and they're just both extremely good. It is 4th and 3 right here, and it seems like the Wolves will be going for it. There is a flag on the play, but that is a handoff to number 10, Cole Norden, picking up a good gain right there. But as I said, there was a flag.
We've stopped by Lancaster, but we have seen throughout the season when Cole does go get some reps, he makes some pretty good plays. He does have the speed. We saw he's not afraid to hit hard. He's agile. He's a good player. He shows the speed off there. And in this situation, these guys are, they're proving themselves. They're not exactly starting all the time. Number 15 and number 34, Kyle Modlin and John Zachary, go on the field, trade off for one player. Number 7, Cameron Essick. They're going for it on 4th and 8. The score's 48-7. Kind of, expected, I suppose. It's not like it can hurt you that bad. It's going to be a pass as Austin rolls over to his right. It's going to, it looked like, hit off the hands of the receiver and not be caught, but it was a decent play and a good pass. What do you have to say?
I would say fantastic job by Austin right there. Feeling the pressure, good sense of pressure right there, and he's going to roll out. He's going to run to his arm side, and he's going to run right before he gets out of bounds. He's going to throw it to the wide receiver. A good, hard pass right there. I like it. He kept it low. Solid right there by Austin, but you will have the Wolves defense out.
You're going to see he's going to break open and be brought down by number 27, Devin Hackathorn. That was number 5, Austin Starkey, with the huge gain there, broke open to the outside. With the new faces out there, you can kind of tell the difference in them, but overall I think he did all right. I believe that was a timeout taken, or maybe a water break actually. But it looks like, yes, it was a Reed Spring timeout. Going to see if they have anything in store. 1st and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. So, the Wolves stopping the Bison most of the time, not really letting them get any huge plays besides that 4th down fake punt, but they definitely got one there. They broke to the outside, and they did a good job there. And, that's expected. That's not something that you'd really have to worry about with the starters. But, when you have some new guys in there, it's not exact, they're getting reps, And it's nothing against them. It's just that you get the most confidence in game reps. So these things need to happen because what happens when we're in playoffs and someone gets hurt? You need these guys to be able to step up, and I think they do a great job of it. And overall, they do a good job. I'm just saying they've got to work on their weaknesses too. Nothing against them at all. That's all I'm saying is that like our offense or our starting guys, they're working on their weaknesses. As a team, we're working on weaknesses. So it is good to see these second string guys get in there and make some great plays and put some pressure on them. Like we saw Cole Norton with a good run, although there was a flag on the play. It looks like the handoff is going to be up the middle. Actually, a fumble is what it looks like. And Reed Spring is going to return the ball. Not exactly sure return that. It looked like it might have been number 8, Seth Stamps. Or maybe Ben Mueller. Not exactly sure who was the one who stopped that there. But there's a great force on the fumble. Number 14, Austin Stallgard commanding the offense here. Gonna see what he's able to do. He's gonna hand it up off the middle to number 23, Ben Helms, who's gonna fight for some yards for a gain of about 5-6 yards. Great play by him. He's been out there roughly the whole game, and he's been making an impact, and he's been doing great. So really not surprised to see that. He's a good tool. He's made great plays throughout the season. He's a great player. 2nd and 4. Ball on the 36. Gonna see what we do here. It's gonna be a handoff to number 23, Ben Helms, and it looks like it's gonna be good enough for the Wolves' first down. Yeah, 3rd down. Excuse me, not exactly quite the first down, but it's a great run by Ben Helms. You're going to have 3rd and short. Looks like 3rd and 1 yard line. Number 21, Dexter Payne, going to go out on the field. What do you got to say, Colin?
I think these guys are definitely showing off their skills. I really like our second team because they show that they have a lot of experience. I mean, it seems like you have a little offsides right there, a little bit of miscommunication right there on the play. But going back to what I was going to say, I like this second team. I mean, they're threats out there. You have Cole Norton, who can be a threat, the running back. You have Dakota Romesburg, who can be a big threat. I mean, he showed off some skills. You have Ben Helms, who can show off some skills. I mean, Austin Stallgard especially. He has some wings and he can fly, and he also has a really good arm. But I think the second team is really good when it comes to this. And you're going to see Austin Stallgard right here try and pick up a couple of yardage, but it looks like he might have been tackled for no gain right there. Small gain, about 1 gain.
Looks like they're going to punt here. Some players have been telling me that Austin Stallgard has been doing great in practice, really showing out. So, there's definitely a lot of good parts to the second string. We have Kyle Maudlin going to punt this ball. Last punt was a great punt. See, that was a pretty deep punt. Just what you want as a punter and as the punting team. You want to get the ball down there as far as you can get it. You want to make it uncatchable. Try to prevent the return the best you can, and Kyle Maudlin did a good job of that. Going to have number 15 and number 10 looking at the cornerback spot is what it looks like. So, going to see what the Bison have in store for us here. Looks like that's number 5, Austin Starkey, receiving the snap and getting some yards. I don't know if he really got upfield that much. It looked like he ran a lot to the outside of the field. They only have 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. As time's winding down, I'm not sure if they're going to get another playoff in time or not. We're going to see here, number 14, Austin Stallgard's going to go in there as cornerback. Looks like they are going to run another play right at the end of the quarter. It looks like that was number 14. Number 14, Marcus Autry on the run. But that is the end of the third quarter, and we're going to cut to commercial here. Stay tuned so we can bring you the fourth quarter of action. And we're back, Wolf fans, with the fourth quarter of action. 12 minutes left in the game. Score 48-7. Gonna see what the Bison have in store. It's 3rd and 9 for them. Ball is on the 30-yard line. Gonna see how they do this. I believe that the Wolves are gonna be able to stop the Bison here on this 3rd and 9. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think the Wolves are going to come out and stop the Bison right here. The Wolves defense has been definitely able to show their skills and their athleticism out here.
I'm kind of expecting a pass here. It looks like it is going to pass. Pass to number 12, who's going to be brought not going to be brought down. He's going to break a tackle by number 15, Kyle Maudlin. And it looks like he's finally going to be brought down by number 14, Austin Staugard. That was a pretty good pass, just like we've been talking about. The small passes where they get a few rack yards, run after a catch. That's going to be good enough for a Bison first down. It's 1st and 10 there. And I won't be surprised if it's a run. Looks like it's going to be a fumble, actually. Bad snap. And the Wolves are going to recover the fumble. It looks like they're still fighting for it. The whistle is never blown, and Ransom Alphen gets the ball and ends up scoring a Wolves touchdown. I cannot believe that just happened. In the pile, the ball is scrambling around, getting fumbled around. You saw number 9, Ransom Alphen, go in for the ball. And you just saw them keep scrambling around. He grabbed the ball and ran down the field for a Wolves touchdown. It's going to put the full score 54-7. Looks like we're going to have number 13, Kava, who's going to attempt the point after. The point after is good, which puts the score 55-7. Wolves on top here. What do you have to say about that crazy play? That's a pretty rare and funny play.
I'm really surprised that nobody recovered the ball right there. Good job by Ransom on not giving up on the play, not walking away from it. Very heads up right there by him. He's examining the pile, making sure the ball didn't pop out, and he saw that nobody had possession of it in that dog pile, and he picks it up and takes it for a touchdown.
So, gonna be Wolves gonna set to kick the ball off here. Gonna see what the Bison can do. They've been piecing stuff together, but it just all hasn't worked. It's like you're making the puzzle and they just haven't finished that last piece or two. But I think they're gonna figure it out. They're at least gonna be able to piece some stuff together. We have number 59, Brett Lancaster, and number 14, Marcus Autry, set to return the kick here by Kava. It's going to be another squib. They have had trouble with that, and it looks like a pile or a herd of Bison are going to jump on the ball there. Definitely good kick there by Kava. Glad that play and glad that those kicks have been working for him.
Most definitely showing off his kicking skills and he's translated it really well from soccer into football. I mean, he's definitely a really good backup kicker for Reed Spring. I mean, comparing him to other kickers that I've seen that the Wolves have played, I mean, he could probably start at most of those other schools. It's just Reed Spring has such a good starting kicker, Joel Gertson. It's really hard for him to start, but it's a really close comparison between Joel and Kava. They both have really strong legs and really good kicking accuracy. And, I mean, Kava definitely showing off his skills in this game as Joel's been hurt. And, I mean, so far Kava's been able to replace him very well. Nothing really bad happening. I mean, it wasn't a major loss for the Wolves, it seemed to be this game. But it will be a dump pass to number 5 right there as he'll pick up a couple of yards, and it'll be brought down by number 15, Kyle Modlin.
You see the dump passes that keep happening, our defensive backs definitely been working on staying back and not putting too much pressure on the not putting too much pressure on the receiver so they don't burn them. And you can see those dump passes kind of having a good effect right there. He's going to drop back for a deep pass. Going to look like it's going to be intended for number 10, and it's going to be tipped. Almost go through number 27, Devin Hackathorn's hands. Again, pass intended for number 10, Bradley Hausner. Like I was talking about with the piece and stuff together and just him being able to dot up some more passes, I think if he could just work on that pass accuracy a little bit more, he'd be an overall pretty good quarterback. He's not that bad. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's truthfully not the world's most challenging thing. Drop pass right there by number 26, but it's not extremely hard to make 10-yard dump passes. So really, I don't know if he would be pretty good. I would say he would be around average. I mean, he shows off some really good plays every once in a while, but then he also has a lot of inconsistencies, which has really helped out the Wolves as he's been inconsistent throughout the game.
Yeah, I agree. He's commanding that offense, so he's a big part in it. And he's going to hand the ball off to number 34, who's going to get a few yards there. I don't believe number 34 has really ran the ball much this game, but that was Hayden Gray, a sophomore. Haven't really seen him doing much. We have 4th and 6 right now. Ball on the 40-yard line. They might be going for it here, although they could just be trying to get the offsides. No, they are going to go for it. He's going to roll out for a pass. That's going to be, it looks like that pass was caught by number 9 for the Buffalo Bison. Again, that was number 9, Levi Phillips, who's, been the intended passer. It was actually just enough to move the chains. You really want to take advantage of those 3rd down and 4th down plays. You got to keep putting pressure on, can't let up. Again, he's going to roll out to the left for a pass. Make a pretty good pass to number 9, Levi Phillips, who just caught the last pass. Doing a good job as a receiver. Great job, as the pair. What do you think about this momentum that they're getting? Ball's on the 14-yard line, 1st and 10, but what do you think about it, Colin?
It doesn't really mean that much right now because if you look at the scoreboard, it is 7-55. So, I mean, it's not really a big deal that they have this momentum going for them because, I mean, it's going to be very hard for them to mount a comeback here. I'm not saying the comeback is impossible, but it's highly unlikely for the Bison to get a comeback going.
Although that may be the case, I do think they are starting to piece stuff together and really come up with some stuff. We have 2nd and 3, balls on what looks like the 14-yard line. Looks like he was brought down by number 11, JT Bailiff, and he kept the ball there as the QB draw, looks like, and he was also stopped by number 60, Chase Buckner. Hayden Gray is going to break through for a Buffalo Bison touchdown. He ran it right up the middle and got through the defense, and that's going to put the score 13-55. The Bison's 2nd touchdown of the game. I said it before that drive happened that I thought they were going to piece some stuff together and start to figure it out. And it looked like they did. They worked down the field well. They marched down. They made some good plays. Were you expecting that? Were you not expecting that? I mean, overall, what do you think about that drive?
I wasn't really expecting that drive to go down the way it did, especially that fourth down conversion caught me off guard, caught the Wolves off guard a little bit. But, I mean, that was a little bit of surprise right there. The extra point is good, so the game will be now 14-55. But, I mean, that was a surprise to me. Wasn't really expecting that to happen, that good of a drive. The Buffalo will be shooting fireworks now because they got that touchdown, but the Wolves still have an extremely large lead going in to the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left. I mean, it's going to be really hard for the Buffalo to come back with a comeback right here.
Yeah, I agree. But then on the bright side for the Bison, they are really, they're starting to figure it out. Hopefully for them, they can continue to do that. And then hopefully for the Wolves, they can defend it. They got to defend the pass, whether it's a dump pass or deep pass. Overall, I think that the Bison have been doing good. Kyle Cooley, the quarterback, is making some decent passes. I see potential in him. And, a lot of the teams we face, I see potential in them. They just maybe haven't developed yet. Kyle Cooley, a junior, he might be, next year he might be able to return and show some stuff off. Number 4, Federico Poli on the short kick to number 26, Coulter Witten, who's going to break some tackles and get up the field just like we're used to. So, going to have 1st and 10 here, obviously, and the ball looks to be on the route, the 40-ish, 45-yard line. So we're going to see how Austin Staugard is going to command the offense here. We have number 5, Cole Watson in the backfield. Looks like he's going to run out. Pitch it to number 10, Cole Norton, who's going to work upfield. And it looks like he's going to show some agility there. Throw a defender past him and just basically get some extra yards. That was about for a medium gain. Looks like 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, right around there. Overall, that's what you got to do, just those little gains, and we've talked about it before. Cole Norton can be a very good player. The O-line still getting some holes up, and great decision by Austin Staugard to pitch that ball. So we're going to have the keeper by Austin Staugard as he brings some people on his back. It looked like the first Bison to grab him was number 11, Brett Bailu. And overall, it was pretty good play by Austin Staugard to be able to do that. Looks like a short run there. A short run there by number 5, Cole Watson. You're going to pick up a yard or two. Going to need a little bit more for the average there. You're going to have to keep getting a little bit more yards.
So the Wolves are going to try to get another score right here, just build up the score. Definitely a high-scoring game. And this isn't their first one of the season. They've had several high-scoring games throughout the season. And, I mean, they don't let up. That's one thing I really do like about him. Austin Staugard, he was going to run to the outside, but then he found that he could pick up a couple more yards if you were running up the middle. And so he drives it right up the middle and picks up a couple of yards right there. It will be 3rd and it seems to be 5 right here.
To me, it looked like that might have been a pass. Do you agree or disagree? It looked like he was about to roll out for a pass, but then saw the hole, so he went up the middle. Not exactly sure what happened there. We have, again, Cole Watson in the backfield, number 10, Cole Norton in the backfield. So, going to see what happens here. It looks like number 14, Austin's going to pitch the ball to Cole Norton, who's going to break down. And it looks like he's going to be tackled for essentially no gain, maybe a loss. We have number 36, Pete Harmon, talking to some of the EMTs here, the local, over there at the local ambulance. It's at the game. So 4th and 6. Looks like the Wolves are going to go for it. They're going to hand it off to number 10, Cole Norton, who's going to get brought down. You know, it looked like number 6, Blake Daher, got the first hand on him, and number 10 was brought down. Cole Norton brought down. So they're not going to get anything there. Looks like number 36, who I was just talking about, P. Harmon over there with the EMT, he jammed his finger and ended up dislocating his knuckle. Really not something you want to happen. Doesn't exactly feel the best, especially on a cold night. Going to see what Kyle Cooley can do for the offense. He's going to hand it off to number 34, who's going to get some yards there. And looks like he's going to be brought down by number 27, Devin Hackathorn, as well as number 40, Lewis Richardson.
Come on, folks. The boys are still working. Let's help them out.
So the Wolves are going to try to stop him. There's only a minute and 30 seconds left of the final quarter, and it's going to be a dump pass right there to number 9, and he will be brought down by both Cole Norton and it seems to be number 11 for the Wolves, JT Bailiff, the freshman.
So as we have a minute left in the 4th quarter, you know, the game's coming down. He's going to hand it off to number 34 again. That is Hayden Gray, who's really doing good later in the game. 55 seconds on the clock. So it's getting to that time where the game's going to be over and we're going to be interviewing players. And the players that we're going to try to interview today are the kicker filling in for Joel Cava, the foreign exchange student, as well as number 4, Logan Plum. Looks like that's going to be a small little screen dump pass to number 10. Number 10 for the Bison, Bradley Hosner, doing a pretty good job there. You know, they're going to get the chains to move. 1st and 10. You know, they're piecing stuff together. They figured it out that last drive, and they're doing it this drive. The Wolves really need to try to hold him here. 30 seconds are on the clock, and the Buffalo Bison just called their first timeout of the half. You know, the timeouts, they have 2 left with 30 seconds left in the game. Gonna have to see what they can do here. So, you know, it's obviously timeouts coming down to an end here. The Wolves going to take the field, you know, the defensive side of this. 1st and 10, balls on the 25-yard line. The Wolves are going to have to do some stuff here. Going to have to stop them. Going to see how Kyle Cooley plans to attack the defense here. He's going to drop back for a pass. He's going to fake the pass, actually throw it off of his foot, and that's going to be caught by number 5, Austin Starkey. A very unorthodox throw, not even a very good spiral, but he threw it off the back on the run, and it looked like that was number 10, Cole Norton, on the coverage there. But I'm not sure. You're going to see the fireworks go off again. 21-55, or 20-55. The point after attempt, you know, odds are going to be good. Going to put it to 21-55. The point after attempt is good. And with 23 seconds left in the game, the Wolves are going to return this kick and see what they can do. You know, if I were the Wolves, I'd kind of see if we can pass and try to score a quick touchdown. Maybe we can break it in, but wouldn't it be nice to just see if we can score with the remaining half left? I know you can take the approach of not letting them get the ball back, not letting them score, but, I mean, I don't know. What's your opinion?
I mean, I understand you want to run up the score, but at the same time, that's not really the greatest idea because it's just a team. You don't really want to throw any interceptions. I'm not saying Austin Sogard's going to come out and throw an interception. He's an extremely good quarterback. But, I mean, it's just not worth it to take that chance. I think you should just take a QB kneel, run down the clock, game over. Because, I mean, you just take one knee right here with 23 seconds and then that's just one play, game over. But I guess you could go with the approach of passing it, try and get a last-second touchdown, or you might try getting a last-second rush for a touchdown. But I mean, it really comes down to the coaches. I feel like the Wolves coaches are probably just going to do a QB kneel. But I mean, you never know what the Wolves have up their sleeves.
Flag throw with the ball being kicked out of bounds.
So ball kicked out of bounds. If you don't know, that is a penalty. It's a kind of a costly penalty too. It gives the offense some good field position. We're gonna see what they do here. Like you said, they could just kneel and then run down the 23 seconds left on the clock. That's it's obviously like the most that's usually what you would do in this situation. But we're gonna see if the Wolves want to try to run any plays here, or if they're just gonna end the game here very quickly. We're gonna see. Yes, it looks like they're going to hand it off to number 5, Cole Watson, who's going to get it for a medium gain. Going to see if they're going to try to run another play here, or if they're just going to let the clock run out, and that will be the end of the game.
One more tackle made by Ramos on the evening.
5 seconds left, time running down. That is the end of the game. Your final score, 55-21, as the Reed Spring Wolves win the game. That puts the Wolves 7-1 as they go into next week's opponent, Springfield Catholic, for what I believe is the conference championship game. Catholic definitely a lot better than they haven't been in the past years. A pretty good team. So, again, it's getting to that time where we're going to interview some players, and we're going to be looking to interview foreign exchange student Kava, who filled in for Joel Gertzen. And we're also going to try to interview number 4, Logan Plum, who's had an amazing game. Something that, he's been great, but this game I feel like he really was able to showcase his abilities and show that, he's a good player and he's able to do some great things. It looked like we had no new injuries besides Pete Harmon, who jammed his finger and ended up dislocating his knuckle, which definitely is not a good thing. It's not something you want to happen. He went out there. I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but I know that it did. And either way, you just want to try to steer clear of injuries in general as much as possible. It's just something that, it can hurt a team, and the Wolves have faced plenty of injuries this season, but they've done great with it. So, again, your final score is 55-14. And we're going to wait here and try to interview Kava as well as Logan Plum. Going to see if we can get a hold of them as the Wolves talk the game over on the field. A great win for them. Going to keep their momentum going into the conference championship game next week against Springfield Catholic. So, the game was a good game overall. We had to focus on the little things, the little small things that make up the game, and that really, can separate you and prepare you to be a good team. And you got to keep the momentum going, and you cannot get too arrogant or too cocky. And I think the Wolves have done fine about that. All I'm saying is that you've just got to try to keep it going. So, the Wolves breaking down. Final score, 55-14. Wolves record, 7-1. Hopefully we're going to get Kava here as well as Logan to interview. Going to see how this goes. Again, number 13 Kava is a foreign exchange student from Brazil. So he's definitely going to be a different perspective for a lot of you guys to see. And that's what's great about him, is that we're able to do that, and we're able to get all of that. So we have Kava here as well as Logan Plum. We're going to interview Kava first. Again, you're a foreign exchange student from Brazil, correct?
Yeah.
And you replaced Joel. You have a soccer background from what I understand, and I believe you're a pretty good soccer player. Can you definitely tell that has helped you out with coming in and playing American football and definitely, taking the role as a kicker?
It's helped me a lot because I never play football, and I come here and it's for me kick, and it's very good.
Do you like the sport? Is it something that if you had the chance you definitely play again, stuff like that?
It's very good because this team is one family. It's very good. I like this.
That's something that a football team has to they got to come together and be a family, and I think you do a great job of fitting that role. You kicked a few squib kicks this game, and do you think soccer helps you with the different types of kicks?
Yeah, it's helped me a lot because in soccer you need have a lot of types of kicks, and this helped me a lot here.
You did a great job, and you can definitely tell you have a lot of power with the kick, and I appreciate you coming and interviewing. It's a great perspective for us to be able to talk to a foreign exchange student like you, and we love having you on the team, so thank you.
Thank you.
So now to number 4, Logan Plum, you had a great game tonight. You had a lot of tackles at your position, and I think you did a great job. Is there anything different you saw, or were you just reading better tonight? How were you able to make a bigger impact tonight than usual? It just seemed like a standout game.
Well, us as a team, we just had a good week and good week of preparation, so I think that really helped us tonight.
From my understanding, you had a pickoff. Did you have a pickoff this game? I believe you did towards the beginning of the game.
Yes, sir.
What did you read on the pickoff? Were you just in the spot at the right time, or did you kind of expect it to be coming to you and you were ready for it?
Well, I just saw that I meant to get to the flats, so just pretty much wherever, if the ball's coming, I just go after it.
I think you did a great job. You were able to stop the run, and you did a great job. So, overall, it was a great game by you. Thank you for coming out and letting us interview.
Thank you.
Again, final score 55-14 with the Wolves. 7th win of the season, 7-1. Come back next week for some Wolves football.
So